welcome to our episode of Super Reaction Bros. I'm Kristen.
I'm Christopher.
And on today's episode, we're taking a look at the Vignette for A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Of course, for those who don't know, this is a biopic of sorts about a reporter who, of course, is known for his iconic article about Mr. Rogers. Of course, from Fred Rogers, from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Iconic kids series. To this day, it's still relevant, to be honest. A lot of Toxic Heart is still relevant to this day.
It is still relevant, and we know that this biopic is not like an exact true story, but it captures of who Mr. Rogers was as a person.
Yeah, this is all true story, like what we're gonna see, but like it's more from the point of view of the man who wrote about him.
Yeah, who wrote about him? And again, not all of it that we see. Pretty much, it actually happened. As always, not everything actually happened. They're building it up, but they're here. What I like is that they're showing who the man was, who he really was.
That's my favorite line in the original trailer. Is "Please don't ruin my childhood."
I was sitting there, and me and my wife she started watching that one movie Tom Hanks was in, the one where he's got that one weird neighbor. I think it was The Blurbs or
The Suburbs.
The Suburbs or something like that. Yeah. And I'm sitting there, and he's almost giving up on trying to figure out the neighbor. Yeah. So he's just sitting on the bed, and you're like, where is he? They're like, where is he at? And you see him in the room, and he's got Mr. Rogers on. And when he starts sitting there, and you see him, the camera starts slowly zooming in. He's just singing, "It's a beautiful day." and my wife is sitting there going, "Yep, you be singing that years later at playing him." So it's really cool. It's like a full 180 of him singing that, and then it's coming here where he's singing it again,
Yeah.
But anyways, this is dive right into this. This is like, again, going behind the scenes and talking to the actors on who they thought, what they thought about Mr. Rogers, even for them growing up, or even the person he was. So it's like, this is like a behind the scenes type of quick thing. I thought we could do this since we don't have another trailer, but it's still something where we still want to see this film.
It's already been screened. It's gotten it's gotten good. It's gotten praise. It's not praise.
That's praise.
Praise. It's gotten good
good positive vibes so far.
Good positive reviews, pretty much for the first wave.
Not like you're not saying it's saying it's being praised or hailed as the best. No. It's just saying it's been getting good positive reviews for the film overall. So let's just dive right into this. Again, this is for A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood vignette of who is Mr. Rogers. So here we go.
Hello, neighbor. So good to see you again today. Mr. Rogers hosted this show called Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, in which he calmly and patiently sent out a message that it's okay to be confused, and I like you just the way you are. There is always something you can do with the mad that you feel. He had a mission to engender understanding and kindness. We are trying to give the world positive ways of dealing with their feelings.
His ability for empathy was enormous. What he could do immediately to any person with any kind of problem, any human condition, was relate to it.
Sometimes we have to ask for help, and that's okay.
He was just this beloved figure who saw goodness in everybody.
You love broken people like me.
I don't think you were broken. He always gave somebody a chance to just be special on their own without any expectations. Thank you for that perspective.
Hearing Fred's voice is really reassuring in these times. There's something about his message that feels more important now than ever.
I think the best thing we can do is to let people know that each one of them is precious.
It's touching.
It is pretty much. It's like this is showing like how it's like he affects everybody. It doesn't matter what it could be the baddest badass whatsoever in the world, and then it's like he still can get to them somehow.
Yeah.
He can still find that way where he makes everybody feel like you're special. You're meant for something, or you are everybody's special in their own way. But I like this very much. Again, like I said, I really wanted to do this only because I don't know when we're gonna get another trailer if we're gonna get another trailer for for this The Day in the Neighborhood pretty much. But like I said, it's a film that I still can't wait to see. I know I'm gonna be bawling at certain points in this film, or even by the end of this film, I'll probably be bawling because again, he just the way like we said pretty much. If you grew up with him pretty much, even if you watched only a little bit, not all of it, but just a little bit, just like he just came into your life at the right moment sometimes, and he really pretty much answered the hard questions that parents were afraid to bring up to their kids, and he was like he was straight to the point. That's what I love about him. So that's why I wanted to do this reaction to this vignette pretty much for it. And yeah, I loved it pretty much. I loved this. I loved, Tom Hanks. His reasoning behind it, and who the guy was, and what he thought of him.
Yeah. It's hard to say anything on Mr. Rogers. We've said enough in what is it? Two reactions for him. One about documentary.
One documentary,
and one. Yeah. It's hard to just continue saying what we already know about the guy. So I mean, them talking about him, it just reassures us all who what Mr. Rogers' goal was in life, and hopefully this movie shows a lot more of a broader audience who exactly he was for those who didn't really know who Mr. Rogers was or is. And I said this in the other trailer reaction for this movie, and I'll say it here again. I was highly recommend before seeing this movie to check out the documentary "Won't You Be My Neighbor." It's very touching. You get to find out a lot more about Mr. Rogers.
Who he was.
He had his own, on top of he had his own demons pretty much, and he used this show, his puppets, to express
he didn't have too many demons.
No, not a lot. Don't get me wrong.
It's more small demons.
This was his own ones growing up pretty much, and he used his puppets pretty much to help express those feelings.
Yeah, exactly.
And he was, like I said, he wasn't perfect, but he was the closest thing to perfect of a child performer that you can get.
To me, it's the type of thing where every child should at least watch, not the whole thing, but at least I can say a few episodes of Mr. Rogers just to understand who this man was.
There's at least 30 years, roughly a couple decades worth of Mr. Rogers.
And like I said though, I think every child should at least watch Mr. Rogers. Yeah. Again, like I said, not the whole series, but at least watch pretty much a few episodes or even a whole season if you want to, just for the kids, so that they understand who this guy is, so they can say, I know who Mr. Rogers is.
Yeah.
He helped me teach me this or that. I think to me personally, myself, I would love to have, like you said, you wanted to get, was it Mr. Rogers for? Was it you said you wanted?
Yeah, for
my daughter, for my daughter and stuff like that. And I would love that pretty much because it would teach her so much.
It's just apparently you gotta choose which decade you want exactly. It's not like that. They have a complete series set because that thing would be bigger than fucking Law and Order complete series set.
Yeah.
So anyways, other than that, if you're new to the channel, you can hit the like button. If you want to talk to us more about stuff like this, comment down below. If you want to share us around, share it around, and if you like us just a little bit more than anybody else when it comes to talking about Mr. Rogers, hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon as well.
Listen what you guys saw of this vignette pretty much. Do you have any stories that you remember that you're fond of with Mr. Rogers? Are you still pretty much you agree with what I had stated, where every child should at least watch Mr. Rogers for a little bit, just to so they can comprehend and learn a little bit from him, so they can at least say, hey, I had Mr. Rogers in my life at some point. Or are you already doing that with your children now, where you're showing them every now and then a few episodes of Mr. Rogers? Love to hear you guys' thoughts and pretty much your attraction to Mr. Rogers himself and what he delivers to everybody. Put down what you thought of our reaction overall, but most importantly, thank you for watching.
So until next time, I'm Chris.
I'm Christopher.
And this has been a very beautiful day in this house episode of SRB.
See ya.
Later.
Hey guys, thanks for watching.
If you want to check out our previous reactions,
as well as our other shows,
click the playlist down below.
And if you want to check us out in the social universe,
you can check us out on Twitter,
as well as Stardust,
@SuperReactBros.